Inner Ambrosia, drinking the heavenly nectar within. Zoran's opening reflections. Dear seekers of hidden wisdom, today we dive into one of the most sacred and mystical practices shared across the ages, the experience of inner ambrosia or divine nectar. It is a practice so ancient and revered that it has been whispered in secret among sages and mystics throughout the world. You may know it by different names: Soma in Vedic traditions, Amrita in Buddhist texts, or simply the heavenly nectar. It refers to the subtle, blissful essence that lies within us, waiting to be awakened. In our exploration, we will uncover how this practice traveled from the East and became a hidden jewel, the spiritual journey of the Templars. Furthermore, Zoran the Dragon, will share modern scientific insights, showing how contemporary neuroscience is beginning to unravel the mysteries of this ancient elixir. Let us begin by tracing the roots of this profound experience in the ancient traditions of the East. The ancient practice of inner ambrosia in Eastern traditions. In the ancient spiritual traditions of the East, the concept of inner ambrosia was tied to the idea of divine nourishment and nectar that exists within the human body, bringing immortality, bliss, and enlightenment. This practice can be traced to the ancient Vedic rituals in India, where the drink known as soma was revered as a divine substance consumed by the gods and offered to sages. Soma was believed to grant those who consumed it an otherworldly state of consciousness, allowing them to experience divine ecstasy and transcendent wisdom. In Buddhist and Hindu traditions, this concept evolved into Amrita, the nectar of immortality, which was said to drip from a point at the roof of the mouth during deep states of meditation. It was considered the ultimate form of sustenance, bringing spiritual awakening and an experience of profound inner joy. Yogis and mystics who mastered the art of meditation and breath control were said to unlock this nectar, which flowed within the body, creating sensations of bliss, peace, and unity with the cosmos. In these traditions, the practice of Kundalini Yoga, the awakening of dormant spiritual energy, was seen as a way to activate this nectar through the activation of the Sushumna, the central energy channel, and the alignment of the chakras. The mystical ambrosia could be tasted, offering the practitioner a glimpse of immortality and a connection to the divine. The role of Soma, Amrita, and the divine nectar. The significance of Soma and Amrita in these traditions is more than metaphorical. These substances were seen as literal and mystical. They symbolized a deeper truth about the human body's latent abilities to produce states of bliss, regeneration, and higher consciousness. In the ancient scriptures, Soma was not just a plant-based ritual drink, but a mystical essence that could be cultivated within through advanced spiritual practices. The Soma plant, whose true identity remains shrouded in mystery, was believed to activate a state of divine ecstasy. However, enlightened masters and yogis revealed that true Soma was produced internally. The Sahasrara, or crown chakra, located at the top of the head, was described as the seat of this nectar, with drops falling into the throat and energizing the entire being. The ability to harness this internal elixir was seen as the highest form of spiritual achievement, where one transcended bodily limitations and united with cosmic consciousness. In Tibetan Buddhist traditions, Amrita was similarly understood as a nectar produced within the body during deep meditation. This divine nectar was said to emerge from the Bindu point, a sacred spot at the top of the head, dripping down to energize the practitioner's body and mind, leading to enlightenment. Monks and sages of the East practiced in secrecy, learning to cultivate and channel this substance as part of their journey toward liberation. How the Templars encountered and practiced this mystical technique. You may wonder, how did the Templars, those warrior monks of the West, come to practice this ancient technique of inner ambrosia? The answer, dear reader, lies in their unique exposure to the spiritual traditions of the East during the Crusades. The Templars were not only warriors, but seekers of truth and knowledge. In their journeys to the Holy Land, they encountered Eastern mystics, Sufi sages, and yogis who shared their wisdom of spiritual practices. The Templars, who had always sought direct experience of the divine, rather than relying on established dogma, found resonance in these teachings. In their secretive inner circles, they began to adopt practices such as meditation, breathwork, and pranayama techniques designed to awaken the latent spiritual energies within the body. It was through these techniques that the Templars tapped into their own experience of inner ambrosia. The Templars learned that the body was not merely a vessel of flesh and blood, but a temple capable of divine transformation. By controlling the breath and focusing the mind, they awakened subtle sensations within. Much like the Eastern yogis, the Templars' own form of spiritual alchemy was born, where they sought to transform their physical limitations into a higher state of awareness. They believed that the divine nectar flowing within their bodies would not only grant them strength in battle, but also immortality of the soul. Through these practices, the Templars found a deep connection to the divine that transcended the rituals of traditional Christianity. This esoteric wisdom remained a closely guarded secret, passed down through select initiates of the order. Zoran's scientific insights, Western neuroscience, and the discovery of inner nectar. Now, let us turn to modern times. It is only recently that Western science has begun to recognize the profound truths embedded in these ancient practices. Neuroscientists have started to explore how certain states of meditation, breath control, and deep relaxation can trigger biochemical changes in the body, what we might call the production of inner nectar. Research into the brain's pineal gland, often referred to as the seat of the soul, has shown that it plays a significant role regulating our body's rhythms and states of consciousness. The pineal gland produces melatonin, a hormone that regulates sleep cycles and has been linked to states of deep rest and spiritual experiences. There is also speculation that the pineal gland may produce dimethyltryptamine (DMT), a compound known to induce mystical and transcendent experiences. Western neuroscience is slowly coming to understand that these ancient practices activate a set of neurochemical processes in the brain that lead to sensations of bliss, peace, and unity similar to what the Templars and Eastern mystics described as inner ambrosia. The notion of a heavenly nectar that flows within us is not mere allegory, but points to the profound connections between spiritual practices and biological processes, activating the body's inner elixirs, the link between spirituality and biology. In the modern age, we now see a convergence of ancient spiritual knowledge and contemporary science. The human body is, indeed, wired with the ability to produce elixirs, hormones, and neurotransmitters that can elevate our consciousness and promote healing. Practices like deep meditation, yogic breathwork, and mindfulness activate the parasympathetic nervous system, triggering the release of oxytocin, dopamine, and other natural feel-good chemicals. Furthermore, the vagus nerve, the body's primary channel of parasympathetic activity, plays a crucial role in activating these internal states of peace and healing. Research has shown that when the vagus nerve is stimulated through breath control or meditative focus, it helps to calm the mind and reduce stress, mimicking the effects of the divine nectar described by mystics. By aligning the ancient wisdom of the Templars and Eastern mystics with the latest discoveries in neuroscience, we find that the practice of inner ambrosia is not only spiritual, but also deeply rooted in the body's biological design. It is a practice of inner alchemy, where spirituality and biology meet to unlock the latent potential within us. Zoran's closing reflections on inner ambrosia. My friends, as we conclude this chapter on the inner ambrosia, let us reflect on the profound nature of this practice. It is a reminder that the body and the spirit are not separate realms, but deeply intertwined. The divine nectar flows within each of us, waiting to be activated through spiritual dedication and mindful practice. The Templars, in their search for truth beyond the dogma of the Church, discovered this hidden path. They learned to drink from the well of inner ambrosia, merging the wisdom of the East with their own mystical traditions. Today, we have the opportunity to do the same, as we bridge the worlds of ancient spirituality and modern science. May this journey inspire you to seek the nectar within, to taste the sweetness of your true nature, and to realize the infinite potential that lies dormant in your soul. This chapter explores the concept of inner ambrosia, or divine nectar, in ancient Eastern traditions and how the Templars encountered and practiced this technique. Zoran, as the narrator, provides insights into modern neuroscience and its link to spiritual practices, showing how the ancient wisdom of inner nectar aligns with contemporary scientific discoveries about the human body's capacity for bliss and transcendence.